My question is, and which I did not answer properly before, is why is it that we have not broken out of the cycle of suffering in all these millennia, despite all the sages and the saints and the prophets and all the religions and everything else? Why have we not done it? And that is simply because coherence is the master key, and we did not have access to that because the laser only came. We didn't know of this quality of light until the laser came. And Fritz Albert Popp only did his work in the 1970s. So the coherence is the master key to superfunction. It's very important to understand that. However, what really gets in our way and what stops us is the load of the invisible lethal baggage that we all carry. And that lethal baggage is the load of our traumas, of our suffering, and of our emotional tragedies that the human has suffered over the millennia, which is encoded in invisible code in our energy field. Now, today we are able to actually see this by simply holding, if you hold a photograph of yourself as a baby, you will see the effect of it on you now. Whether you are 70 years old or 20 years old or 5 years old. Now, so the trauma is still there.
Because everything is remembered.
Because everything is remembered exactly as it was when it happened. This is hard for people to understand because at one level we don't remember it. But there is another level which remembers everything and is also not healed. It hasn't resolved that hurt. It hasn't resolved that trauma. So it is still there in the energy field and in so-called cellular memory. I mean, I don't know about cellular memory, but it is in the energy field and it's there in our solar plex area where we feel the fear and, you know. And until we can go through that, unless we can neutralize that in some way, there has been no way of doing that. Because the two states are different and they are kind of exclusive to one another. You can't just say, oh, well, I want to go there, because your system doesn't know how to do it. So it needed a laser to cut through that, and I call it cutting through the Gordian knot, and going to this place of superfunction that always exists within you. And that place of superfunction is at zero, where it's like hitting a delete key on the computer and the trauma is neutralized. And when the trauma is neutralized, various things happen. The belief system which held that trauma in place is shifted. And what becomes available to the human at the level of the personality is this freedom from pain, this neutral space where the same thing that caused the trauma doesn't exist anymore. It is the delete key on the computer. And so in real terms, we are able to access the superconscious self and allow it and allow the personality to reconnect. Those parallel, disparate universes are now connected. And the other one, who is your soul, is now in charge. And that's why the miracles happen.